Hey everybody, welcome back. I am so glad that you could join me. Did you notice I'm back in the secret tunnel, secret garden? I don't know, what did we call this before? Anyway, we got some weather, lots of snow. We're supposed to be getting some more snow, and it was just a little too chilly to be in the craft room, so I opted for someplace warmer. But I have one finished project to share with you, and then I'm going to share with you my progress on that baby blanket that I'm working on. So I made another one of those granny purses. I used this yarn. I've had this yarn for a while. I've made a few projects with yarn like this that I finished up. This is just another skein. And I used, which this is more of like a baby yarn size. It's not a very thick yarn, so maybe a size 3, which that's what I call it, size 3, but it would be more of a baby size yarn or maybe a little bit smaller. But I used a J hook with it. So you can imagine, yeah, part of my problem with this is the way it stripes. It is very pattern-like, and it stripes exactly the same every single row, and it gets annoying. So I think using the J hook and doing the granny stitch or the shell stitch, whatever you want to call it, helped that immensely. It is not too patterny, and I like the way it turned out. So here we go. Same pattern as before, the one that I did. I did a little bit different, but not a whole lot. There are no tails to be seen. I had them all taken care of. The only things different that I did with this was at the top here. Normally, this row, before you start the handle, is a double crochet, but I opted to do I think it's a single crochet. Yeah, single crochet, and then on the handle I did a few extra. I did 12 instead of 10. There's 10 skipped stitches in between here, but I did 12 chains, and then I just single crocheted over the chain instead of going into the loops of the chain stitch, which made the handle stand up a little bit more and give you a little more room to hang on to it. So that's what I did. I think it turned out absolutely adorable. I really like the way this turned out. There is no distinctive, well, there's not really a whole lot of distinctive patterning with those colors like there has been in the past when I have tried to make projects like this. Even on the bottom, it's not real distinctive. It's mixed up quite a bit. So I really like the way this turned out. It will be going into my box for whatever. I don't plan on doing anything with my projects right away. I have no plans for my projects right away. They're just all going in a box, and I will probably either, well, I will donate them somewhere towards the end of the year. So there's that project. And with the baby blanket, my lighting totally blows these colors out because they are so light. But if you remember, I'm using this Bernat Baby Sport Weight, which this one you can't really tell unless I put it back here. This is a light peach color. I don't think it has a color in it. It says Peach Blossom is what the color this is, but like I said, my lighting just totally, let's see if I can make it. That makes it a little bit better. Anyway, this is a light peach color. And then the other color that I'm using, I'm sure it is the same Bernat Baby Sport, and this is a pink color. I like the way that's working. It'll probably blow out the blanket, but I wove in, or I took care, I'm gonna say I wove them in, but I took care of the tails from the point where you guys seen them last. So any tails that you see hanging out now is what I have done since the last time I showed this to you guys. And I don't think you're gonna be able to see it very well because with these light colors, oh, my camera is gonna cooperate. Check that out. There you go. You see it? That is pretty good. Showed up the peach and the pink. And like I said, from here to here is where I am, or what I have done since the last time you've seen it. Last time you've seen it, I had done about this much. And when I measured it this afternoon, notice I put a stitch marker so I didn't lose my spot. I'm gonna lighten this back up here. When I measured it this afternoon, I have about Why is it doing that? I have about, what did I say, 12 inches to go, I think. So that's what I got so far. I think it's turning out really nice. I'm actually enjoying making it. It is not something huge that is overwhelming, and it's going really well. Like I said, I'm looking forward to, I think I want to make another one of those using the regular worsted weight yarn, and since this is using a, what's this using? This is using an eye hook, where the recommended hook for this is, what is it? It says 4.5 millimeter and 5 millimeter. So that's what, a G or an H, I think. And I'm using an I. So if it recommends a G, HI, that's 2 sizes bigger. If regular worsted weight calls for either an H or an I might use a J and make the same stitch with regular worsted weight yarn. So that's one of the ideas that I'm working on in my head, thinking ahead for another project to do. But that's about it. I have been working on the granny squares. I do have the bag with the granny squares right here. Since I have better light right here, I am going to work on it, or try to work on it, but I have just not been able to. You know how it is there, you can see, that's all I'm going to show you. Working with black, you know how that can be. If you haven't seen, I did put a black border around my squares that I'm using, and for me, black is hard to see, as with many of you, you will probably agree with that. Black is hard to see in the first place, and when you're working with black on black, it can be really difficult to see. So I'm hoping the better light that I have where I'm sitting right now, I will be able to make quite a bit of progress on this. And be able to show that to you soon. So I want to thank you guys for joining me, and I will see you in my next video.